You're listening to the 3 Pillars of Success, a podcast that inspires people of all walks of life to gain perspective on what it means to succeed. My name is Geraldine Convento, and I'm best known for entrepreneurship, my skills in web presence, and SEO. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the show. Hey y'all, how you doing? This is the 3 Pillars of Success podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in this week. I'm your host, Geraldine Convento, and today I'm super excited to have my special guest, Cybele Lerman. Welcome.
Hi, Geraldine. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm excited.
Me too. So tell everyone, who are you, where are you from, and what do you do?
Yeah, so my name's Cybele Lerman. I'm from San Francisco Bay Area in California. I'm a holistic health practitioner, and my practice includes spiritual life coaching, Reiki, energy healing, intuitive reading, chakra work. I'm a Reiki master, and I've been practicing Reiki for 18 years. And I'm going to be teaching my first Reiki class in November. So I'm super excited to be stepping into my role as a teacher and facilitator of classes and workshops and events.
Awesome. And what do you do for fun?
For fun, I love to take walks in nature. I love going to the beach. We're so blessed. I love hearing live music and going to see my favorite musicians in concert around the bay. And I love going dancing with friends too.
Awesome. So as we all know, we're here because we would like to know, what does success mean to you?
Success to me really boils down to freedom. Freedom to be who I truly am, freedom of time, freedom to do what I want to do when I want to do it, freedom to create my own schedule and do what I love to do each day, and freedom to choose who I spend my time with. Success to me also means happiness and joy and living a life that I love, waking up each day excited and happy about what the day holds and appreciating and enjoying the ease and flow of each day. I would say success is having people around me who I love to be around and who I resonate with, people who I feel good and positive being around and who enjoy being around me also. We lift each other up, support and encourage each other. And I love that. And I would say success is also having my daughter, who's a happy, healthy, well-adjusted 15-year-old. And we get along wonderfully, which is I love so much. Success is her wanting to share the events of her day with me every day. And it feels successful seeing her grow into a strong, empowered, and confident young woman, knowing that I've set that example for her in one way or another. Success also is being able to support me and my daughter by myself while living in the Bay Area, and supporting us by working for myself and doing my passion work, my healing work, and the work that I know I'm meant to do, rather than sitting at a job making bosses and owners of other people's companies happy. I can do the work that I'm meant to do and provide for us as well. So that definitely feels successful to me. I would say success is when I see a friend or a client changing and evolving and growing into a more healthy and empowered person, and when I can positively influence them to make good choices on their life path. And I would say overall success is having everything I need and knowing that I'm always provided for by the universe, and just having generally a positive state of mind and attitude.
Super fulfilling and blessed life for sure. So what are your 3 pillars of success?
So my 3 pillars of success are spirituality, self-care, and positive thinking. To me, spirituality has played a huge role in having a successful life. To me, it's about knowing, trusting, and believing in a power greater than myself. I've learned about this the hard way and became a bit of a control freak for a while there in my past. But there would come a time where all my illusions of control would come crashing down. And it actually ended up being a huge relief when this happened because I felt like a huge weight was lifted off my shoulders in realizing that I didn't have to manage or control anyone or anything besides myself. And I finally came to the remembrance or realization or understanding that I have a higher power or God, source, the universe, whatever you choose to call it, but an energy who is guiding my life and taking care of everything in perfect divine timing. So I don't need to try to worry or try and control anything anymore. I can just let go every day and go with the flow. And I can know and trust and believe that everything is working out for my highest and best good every day. There's so much strength, relaxation, and success and joy in knowing that and having those spiritual beliefs and the spiritual practice that supports that way of thinking and feeling every day for me. So that would be my first pillar. The second pillar that attributes to my success, I would say, is self-care. So I've nicknamed myself the self-care cheerleader.
Nice.
Because I truly feel like you can't be your whole authentic, empowered self and be of service to yourself, others, and the world around you unless you are taking care of yourself and putting yourself as a priority over everything else. What I've seen is that when we don't put ourselves and self-care as a priority, we tend to overgive to everything else around us. And that's when resentment can start creeping in. Along with resentment can come a whole host of other emotions that don't contribute to our well-being, like fear, worry, anxiety, control. But when we do put ourselves and our self-care as our top priority, then we are fulfilled from the inside out first. We're healthy, we're balanced, we set a good example for others, we know our boundaries, and we listen to our bodies and intuition, which is so important. And I'm always letting people know the importance of that. We fill ourselves up with self-care so that we can approach the world around us from a happy, healthy, and balanced place. And the third pillar, I would say, that has contributed to my success is positive thinking and mental discipline. I'm not always the most disciplined person, but I've really learned that mental discipline can be very important when it comes to success. And I've learned that the voices inside of our head doing that self-talk every day, all of the time, those voices are very important. What they say and what we hear in our heads, we believe, we attract, and we put out there with our words and energy. So it's very important to have those thoughts be on the positive side and to have good mental discipline to keep us in those positive feeling thoughts. When we say aloud or to ourselves what we do not want, the universe doesn't hear do not. It only hears what we do want. So that's why it's so important to speak positively. For example, you wake up in the morning and you're saying out loud or you're thinking, I don't want to go to work today. I don't want to talk to my boss. I don't want to drive in traffic. So the universe hears you say, it doesn't hear the negative part, it just hears the words. So the universe hears you say, I want to go to work. I want to talk to my boss. I want traffic. And by way of thinking those things, you're attracting that to you. So on the other hand, if we can have good mental discipline and observe our thoughts and words and phrase things in the positive aspect of what we do want, then the universe will respond by giving us those things. So for example, you could try rephrasing the previous statements like, I love the work that I do. I love my coworkers and the people that are around me. I enjoy driving in my car, listening to music, and appreciate getting to work in perfect divine timing. So that's kind of an example of, the two sides of that coin. So, it takes a little practice, but to me, this is just so important, because we are actively creating our lives and our experience. So over time, you become such a great observer of yourself in your mind that you can catch yourself speaking in ways you don't want to manifest. So you switch your thinking right there and then to words that phrase it in a positive way. And after a while, you can build the confidence and feel empowered knowing that you're creating the positive life you want to live.
One of my favorite things that you said was that you're a self-care cheerleader. That's so awesome. A lot of people, they ask others, what do you do for self-care? Or they say, what I do for self-care, but there's never a cheerleader present. It's always like kind of one-sided. It's a one-sided view of self-care. So the fact that you're being a stand for others' self-care, that's super powerful. So what is a roadblock that you've had to overcome in your path to success?
Well, I would say it all boils down to fear. I think fear of the unknown, fear of losing control. Fear leads to stress, worry, anxiety, stagnation, just feeling stuck, afraid of moving forward. But when I was truly ready to face my fears and jump off that cliff anyway, my life just opened up in such a wonderful and beautiful way. And now I feel I'm on the path of living my dreams. But I had to get over those fears first and just let it all go. And now my life is wonderful. I have so much to appreciate. And at the same time, there's so much more that I'm excited to create and manifest and bring into my reality. But if I had stayed frozen in fear, like so many people do, I would still be living a life where I felt stuck and unhappy. So I'm just so grateful that I was able to take that leap of faith and just slowly let go of any fear and jump into my business, my holistic health practice, being the successful entrepreneur that I am, and all the freedom that comes along with that.
Well, there's several people that listen to this podcast, and they for themselves are looking to achieve success in their life or feel that way. Is there any advice that you have for them?
Well, the advice I would say is just, if you're inspired to follow those 3 pillars that I mentioned of developing a spiritual practice or spirituality, belief in something greater than yourself, have excellent self-care, really turn the focus on yourself and take care of yourself, listening to what you need, what your body needs in each moment, and then also having that positive thinking and mental discipline. If you need help getting on the right track, reach out and ask for help. There's so much help available. You may have to look for it and ask, but the great thing about humanity is that there's this whole world of community and help around you if you need it. So don't be afraid to ask.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Cybele, for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was great. It was wonderful.
All right, you're welcome. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in to this week's episode of the 3 Pillars of Success podcast. As you know, we're here every Wednesday, so be sure to tune in next week, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.